Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to some H1Z1 gameplay. Now, that's not me on the left side of your screen. If you're wondering who that is, that's a couple of devs playing the game and talking over the live stream. The live stream is going to be in the description. If you want to watch it in full, all you have to do, click it and it will take you there. Now, if you're anything like me and you haven't really kept up to what's going on with the world of H1Z1, because it's one of these games looks like it's coming every month, then it is time for us to have a look and examine what we know about the game so far. So we know that it's going to be released on January the 15th. It's going to be early access. Now that's going to be some sort of alpha. We know there's going to be at least 10 to 15 weapons in the game. That includes shotguns, pistols, bows, sniper rifle, all sorts of good weapons that you love to hunt zombies in the world of H1Z1. We know there's some sort of farming system here. You can see he's growing something. Now, that could be either you could grow maybe food, you can either grow medicine, you can sort of grow plants to craft maybe medicine out of bandages or stuff like that. We do know there's going to be a few cars in the early access. Only 3 I've seen so far. It's a police car, a truck, and obviously the car that he's got parked in front of us right here. We all know that the crafting system, it's pretty big as it is so far. Even though it's early access to the game, it's going to have a lot of crafting. Now, when I'm talking about a lot of crafting, I'm talking about you have to get nails, you have to get brackets, you have to get a lot of things in order for you to start building yourself a little shack. Now, the one thing I'm not really sure about is, can you actually lock it? Will there be a sort of padlock? Will there be some sort of key code? Would it be some sort of pin number or something that you have to put in there in order for your stash to be sort of safe as you leave in the server? Now, talking about servers, Sony have always said that eventually at some point, this being on the PlanetSide 2 engine, they're going to have 1,000 people playing this game. Well, as it is so far, I know it's not going to be 1,000 people early on in the access because let's face it, they're just testing stuff out. They're just making sure things work and making sure what works and what doesn't work, really. And to be quite honest, if you'd have 1,000 people playing this game, there'd be people pretty much everywhere you looked, and it'd be a massacre. It would literally be a massacre because somebody's picked up a weapon before you did and is just going to shoot you on sight. Now, that may sort of beg the question, why will he shoot me on sight? Well, it's simple, because none of the devs so far, after many survival games have come out, none of them have figured out that there has to be some sort of penalty for killing a player. Instead of just giving me, like you do in DayZ, a towel around my face and hey, look, he's a bandit, there should really be a consequence. That's the one thing you'd need to do in order to stop the sort of PvP aspect of these types of games. But we'll get to that a little bit later on. What else do we know about H1Z1? We know it's going to be priced at $20 for the early access of the game, which is going to be, eventually at some point the game is going to be free. But for now, if you want to try the early version of the game, you will be paying $20. Personally, I think that's the way it should be along the way, and that will take the microtransactions out. And what do I mean about microtransactions? Yes, I do mean pay to win. Now, we know about the infamous airdrops. We've seen it in the live stream when a dev called down an airdrop and he actually got a fully working vehicle out of it. Now, we don't know if that's something he specifically requested or is that something random. You'll get something, but you don't know what. Sony have always said that we're not going to give anything that's important to the players in the paid airdrops. We're going to give him cosmetic stuff like extra camos, different kind of hats and stuff like that. And that's fair enough as long as you don't get anything that's worth it, like food, drink, ammo, bigger backpacks, something that impacts your gameplay, because after all, at the end of the day, you have paid money for that particular thing and that will stay with you even though you've died. Now, if you don't really get that much in the airdrops, and the airdrops is going to be a massive C-130 flying about, dropping a big parachute with a box on top of it, that a lot of people are going to see that, and he's going to drop somewhere near your vicinity, even though Sony have said that they're not actually guaranteeing 100% that you're going to get this drop. I think when it comes down to paying real money for one of these drops, they will have to, because you can't pay for something, you can't really pay for odds, not when it comes to real money. You know, there's a lot of things that goes into that. If I've paid for something, I wait something in return. It's just not maybe you'll get something. And I think this is going to be a tricky thing for Sony to do. Now, if I don't really get anything good in this, and I've tried a couple, maybe there'll be a few dollars for an airdrop, and maybe they should limit these to maybe sort of one a week or one a month, or it depends how big it is, because Sony have always said that they don't want to have certain clans run the whole server. So how do you combat that? Obviously, you can combat it by having limited resources, having the X amount of players only being able to call one airdrop at a time, maybe once a week, or you could limit. There's ways of limiting this throughout. One of the other things that it's going to be sort of, hopefully it's going to be good in H1Z1. We've played a lot of survival games in the past couple of years, and none of them seem to be anything but shit. They kind of turn out to be all disappointments. I mean, it's early gameplay, early alpha, early this, early that, and then 6 months, a year down the line, and they're still really shit. And best example I can give you out of this is look at DayZ. DayZ still has issues from when the game come out. It's just that simple. Yes, they've added one car in, and they've added 2 more hats, and a few more this and that, but at the end of the day is the engine. That is the problem. The low FPS, that's going to impact how you play the game a lot, because at the end of the day, you just want to hop in, you've paid money for a game, or maybe you got it free. H1Z1 is going to be free at some point, but I think they're going to wait for that until the game is sort of in the beta stages, or maybe something like that, until they're actually going to release it free. So it's going to be a while before this game will actually be free and go into the PS4 like PlanetSide 2 will. Now, the pay-to-win aspect of the game, as you're probably wondering, I'm really hoping, like you, that it's not going to be the case. I mean, Sony has proven before that you can have a good system without really impacting the gameplay. So let's hope that's going to be the case. The one thing that I wanted to show you is this. This is a little game called Miscreated. Now, this is already out. It's in the alpha stages, and you can build bases pretty much the same as you would in H1Z1. Now, that game is out already. You can play it. It's about 23 euros. That's about $27, $30 or something like that. And you can play it, but you can't do none of that. You know, the trailer looks nice and everything, but yeah, we're still working on things. The mutants are kind of random. You rarely get to see one, and there is no point to the game because there's no crafting involved into Miscreated yet. Eventually, when it does, in maybe 6 months' time, then yes, maybe you'll be able to play it then. Now, it's been quite a few years since we started playing the Arma 2 mod, DayZ, and I have to say, nothing yet compares to the Arma mods. That is just where it's at, and it's yet for somebody to get anywhere near that. And I really hope that Sony do come out with something. I know they took their time, they worked on it. The game was supposed to be released months and months and months ago, but I'm kind of happy they took the time, and hopefully they'll come out with a good game, because we've played enough shitty Z, War Z, or whatever they're called, one of these games every month, and all of them turn out to be shit, and it's just a waste of time and a waste of money. And most of these games, you look at them 6 months down the line, a year down the line, and nothing's really happened. It's sort of the same game with the same issues and bad engines and all that sort of stuff. So I really do hope Sony pull it off. Now, before we end, I mentioned earlier on about the PvP and why there's no consequences, and devs still don't seem to get this idea, what's going on. And the best example I can give you is Dean Hall. And he's the one that said that he's going to go away and make his own DayZ that he wanted to make. It's not the actual DayZ that we've purchased. But it's going to be one particular server. It's going to have one engine part, and the whole community are going to work together to find that engine part. And we're all going to fly together in that helicopter and go and hunt zombies. Well, Dean Hall, you must be on fucking crack, my son, because you must have not watched a single DayZ video from the game that you've made or the mod that you've done for Arma 2. Ain't nobody's going to work together. The whole aspect of PvP, and that's the reason the game works, is bandits and heroes. They're all going to set up on a mountain with a clan and wait for you to go get that engine. Well, looking at you through his 1,000-meter scope, his AS-50 or whatever it is, and then shoot you in the face once you've touched it. That's what happens in the DayZ mods. That's what happens in Epoch, in Overpoch. If you don't need that particular thing, you'll just wait him and you'll shoot him just for shits and giggles. Now, as always with survival games, my first and best advice I can give is wait, watch a couple of videos, then decide if this early access game is going to be the game for you. Obviously, I'm going to have footage out for you as soon as the game releases. I'm going to tell you my 2 cents about the game. Therefore, you can make a better decision into buying the game or not. Please let me know your concerns about the game. Have you lost faith in this kind of game? Are you still excited? If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Out!
1, 2.